What's your if you go low, I'll go lower moment? My neighbor Karen kept letting her golden retriever poop on my lawn, then pretended not to see it when I'd wave from my window. I'd walk outside, point at the mess, and politely ask her to clean it up. She'd tilt her head with this fake, confused look, act like she had no idea what I was talking about. This went on for months. Every single morning, fresh piles scattered across my front yard. My grass was dying in ugly brown patches. The smell in summer heat, absolutely revolting. I was embarrassed to have people over. The mailman started leaving packages on my porch. He refused to walk through my yard anymore. Friends stopped coming for BBQs. I was basically living in a dog toilet, and Karen couldn't care less. I tried everything a reasonable person would do. Put up polite signs asking people to clean up after their pets. She walked right past them every morning. Talked to her nicely multiple times. She'd just smile that fake sweet smile. Dogs will be dogs. Nature calls. Like that explained everything. I even bought a pack of biodegradable poop bags and left them on her doorstep with a friendly note explaining how it was affecting my property value. Found them in my recycling bin the next day. Meanwhile, this woman kept her own lawn immaculate with those little decorative garden gnomes arranged in precise rows. She had Ring doorbells and security cameras pointing in every direction. Washed her white BMW every single weekend. Would literally hose down her driveway if a single leaf dared to land on it. But apparently my yard was her golden retriever's personal bathroom, and she couldn't be bothered to walk 30 extra feet to her own grass. I started documenting everything like a detective. Photos with timestamps, videos of her watching her dog squat right in my flower bed while scrolling her phone, completely aware. When I showed her the evidence, she claimed I was harassing her and violating her privacy, threatened to report me to the HOA for aggressive behavior. The HOA president happened to be her yoga buddy. Of course, nothing came of my complaint. They told me it was a neighbor dispute, needing private resolution. Karen actually smirked when she heard that, like she'd won some victory. Then came my daughter Zoe's 7th birthday party, the breaking point. I'd spent weeks planning this perfect backyard celebration, rented a bounce house, set up picnic tables with princess tablecloths, hired a face painter, the whole 9 yards. My wife made Zoe's favorite rainbow cake from scratch. 8 excited kids running around in their party clothes, parents chatting over lemonade. Everything was perfect. And then I heard the scream. Little Zoe slipped and fell face first into a massive steaming pile, right by the cake table, on her birthday. She was sobbing hysterically, her brand new pink princess dress absolutely ruined, completely covered in dog mess. The smell hit everyone at once. One mom actually threw up in my flower bed. Another family just packed up and left without a word. The face painter refused to continue working. Karen was standing right there on her porch with her morning coffee, watching the whole disaster unfold. When our eyes met, she just shrugged. Well, kids should really watch where they step. She actually said that. Maybe you should teach her better awareness. My 7-year-old daughter. Her special day destroyed. And this woman felt zero remorse. That night, after everyone left and Zoe was finally bathed and calmed down, I went to my garage. Here's the thing. I'd actually been collecting every single piece from my yard for months, storing them in sealed containers, hoping she'd eventually do the right thing. Like a fool, I thought evidence would make her change. At exactly 6 a.m. the next morning, while Karen was at her precious hot yoga class that she bragged about on social media every day, I carefully arranged the entire collection all over her pristine white BMW. Hood, windshield, door handles, roof, mirrors, everywhere. I even used a stick to spell out, "Clean up after your dog," across the windshield in perfect block letters. Then I left a handwritten note tucked under her wiper. Dogs will be dogs. Thought you might want this back since it originally belonged to you. Nature calls, you know. Maybe you should teach your dog better awareness. XOXO, your neighbor who's done playing games. She came storming over an hour later, still in her yoga outfit, screaming about property damage and vandalism, threatening to call the police and sue me for everything I was worth. Her perfect makeup was running down her face as she pointed at her car covered in months of her own dog's mess. I just smiled, that same sweet smile she'd given me so many times. Oh, was that your dog's poop? I had absolutely no idea. You can't control where things end up, right? That's just life. Never had another problem. Her dog now does his business exclusively in her own perfectly manicured yard.